Hello to whoever is here. What's up, Amy? Good to see you. Hello, Kathy. I am currently digging through Dianetics to find claims that the church makes about not getting diseases and having a perfect memory if you go clear. The fuck does that say? We're gonna see if ChatGPT can read this. Was the pale and pretentious goal? What? I don't know what that means in this case, but hmm. Hello, CO Bilf. Good to see you. What the fuck? Hold on. Is it any older one? Nope. Okay, there we go. Right there. Alright, hold on. Hold on. Just what, if any part, the virus plays in the common cold is not known. Jesus fucking Christ. This is in the 2007 version. Hello, Antics of a Mama Squirrel. Welcome. Joe did a song I suggested she do about germs and Scientology. I will check that out. Give me 1 second. We're gonna find it. Okay, let's figure out where this shit is. Jojo Bananas. Search for that for term. Germs and viruses. Okay, so let me load up desktop audio and we will get this going.
But it's germs and viruses, not some magic trick. You hide from the truth, scared to admit the flu's the real deal. Time to quit the myth. It's germs and viruses causing the pain, not some suppressive person driving you insane. Stop the blame game, get your facts right. Science wins the battle every single night. You sneeze in quarantine, now that's a flap. Checked while you collapse. You're overreacting. Nah, I'm sick. Your e-meter can't fix this trick. It's germs and viruses causing the pain, not some suppressive person driving you insane. Stop the blame game, get your facts right. Science wins the battle every single night. No secret enemies, no hidden plots, just tiny invaders connecting the dots. Forget the jargon, the fear and the lies. Look through the microscope, open your eyes. It's germs and viruses causing the pain, not some suppressive person driving you insane. Stop the blame game, get your facts right. Science wins the battle every single night. It's germs and viruses causing the pain, not some suppressive person driving you insane. Stop the blame game, get your facts right. Science wins the battle every single night.
Okay, let's do... How about... Fuck it.
I went down to the big blue infirmary to see where the lost ones stay. There on a cot in the corner, shadows lay the child I threw away. She held those emitter cans so tight, like they'd shock her if she let go.
They shocked Hubbard, though.
And her eyes were blank but wide and glassy, like someone the world don't know. They said she was out ethics, not compliant with the toll. So they locked her in a file room to handle till my knuckles bled with shame. I was 7, scrubbing stairwells, learning silence, rank, and fear. No bedtime, no cartoons, no kindness, just a billion fucking years. I watched my sister's face grow hollow as they worked her day and night. If she cried, they'd call it dramatizing, and she'd vanish from my sight. Oh, the lights would buzz like hornets, and the floor would creak and moan, and no one said it's punishment to just want to go back home. We were vegans in small bodies, not real children, not allowed to laugh too loud, to ask too much, to ever stand out in the crowd. I saw one boy sent to ethics for drawing monsters in his book. He said, I miss my mother. Then he disappeared, they took. They say suppressives pull it in, that our suffering's our fault. But it's not a path to freedom, it's a gilded, ghost-filled vault. Now I stand outside that building where the curtains never move, and I wonder if they know inside that the world saw through the roofs. So if you pass that blue-eyed building with its windowed, ghostly stare, don't you call it church, it's a costume for a cult that doesn't care. And if you see my father walking with that Sea Org hollow glare, tell him I remember leaving, and he never once was there.
That one was good. I like that one. It reminds me of what the fuck's the name of that band? Poor Man's Poison. That's pretty sick. Sick. What else we got? Ooh, let's do this one.
I walked out through the static halls, Boston winds and broken calls, uniforms with hollow eyes, trading dreams for numbered lives. The E-meter cracked, it couldn't hold me. No bridge, no sea could ever fold me. A paper saint in a paper cage, but I lit fire to every page. Don't go rogue, be more holy rogue in the garden where the secrets grow. Through the smoke and the mirrored cold, you find your light, you let it show. Don't go rogue, be more holy rogue. You're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Faces I knew, some still sleep, trapped inside that doctrine deep. I tried to fix what couldn't bend. I was their soldier, not their friend. From sunrise drills to silent nights, they feared the dark but dimmed the lights. But I see stars in rebel skies and hear the truth in battle cries. Don't go rogue, be more holy rogue. Sing the stories they forbid you told, with voices raw and hearts aglow. Let your broken edges show. Don't go rogue, be more holy rogue. to their cause. But I was just away, not broken, not wrong, just wired differently, holy in my own way. Still standing, still hearing, still here. Don't go rogue, be more holy rogue. The tide has turned, the truth has flowed. You're sacred now, your story bold. The chains are off, you're in control. Don't go rogue, be more holy rogue. You're not alone, you're coming home.
Fucking motherfuckers. Hello, Jojo. Good to see you. Hello, Irish Mart.
Who's gonna sign that contract line? A billion years in your soul ain't mine. Who's gonna scrub them decks all day while Hubbard's books collect their pay? Who's gonna run from all the shame of chasing status, chasing fame? Why they go to clear state? What they hope they'd find, trading truth for a twisted fate, paying cash just to clear their mind. Why they buy the bridge so blind, thinking Ron left sense behind. Yeah, why they go to clear state? Who's gonna climb that tone scale dream while losing touch with what is real? Who's gonna sit in session tight till thoughts replaced with that's alright? Who's gonna see the walls cave in when they learn it's all pretend? Why they go to clear state, to chase a broken star, trading families for a cruel crusade, wondering who they are, gave it all for a sci-fi jar. Mind in chains, a bridge too far. Yeah, why they go to clear state? Some say they had to find a way, some say they just got swept away. Some say it's hope that made them stay, but some woke up and walked away. Why'd they go to clear state, where truth gets drowned in spin, where friends get labeled SPs I won't go to clear state. No, not again. Clear state.
The walls don't echo anymore. Footsteps muted on linoleum floor. Name tags still on every bunk, each one scrubbed, each spirit sunk. Smiles rehearsed till muscles ache. Truth erased for protocol's sake. They were told they chose this life at 6 years old. No room for why. No finger paint, no messy laughs. Only folders, endless drafts. No one cries, no one runs. Eyes like ceilings, staring numb. If you flinch, you're at fault. There are no children in the cult. Report your mother, she's off the line. Love's just lavish, dressed in kind. Bedtime's gone, you're on call. You dream of audits, or not at all. Write up your thoughts, you've pulled this in. You're degraded, start again. Family is a liability. Clear your mind of empathy.
No birthdays, no safe place. Only cameras just in case. No drawings pinned, no lunch bell rung. Only silence carved into the young. Wiped clean like a hidden assault. No more children in the cult.
They were built for obedience, not built for joy. They never got the chance to say no, never knew they could. And now it's quiet, now it's cold. There are no children left, only what's been told.
That song was good. I actually really like that one. And it kind of makes me think of the Toy Factory level in DK64. It's got that little like music box in the background. That's really sick.
You've been stuck in a role, chasing rules that don't feel like you, smiling hard for control, but inside you're split in two. They said you'd rise, but your soul's been worn down thin. You don't cry, but you're barely holding in. Let us be the hand when you're shaking. Let us be the truth when you're faking. You're not wrong to feel this way. You can
you can run, you can live without shame. Let us, we know pain. Every thought you conceal, every doubt you were trained to fear, every silence you feel when there's no one real near. They say stand tall, but strength can mean letting go, and it won't take all. We're just waiting for you to show. Let us be the voice in the quiet. Let us walk you out of the riot. You're not weak for wanting peace. There's a world full of sound and it's waiting to be seen. Let us bring you ease. We stood where you stand, hearts on pause, afraid of the bend. But the truth is not in a test, it's in the breath you can take without stress. So let us hold your heart as it's healing. Let us be the ground while you're reeling. You don't owe them all your days. You can feel, you can laugh, you can go your own way. Let us, we can say, let us, we can save, we can save you.
Hey, Holy Rogue. Just played your song from JoJo a little bit ago. Missed anybody else? Nope.
Disbar the heavy with their words, the ones who doubt, who've seen the cracks. I used to chant your Elrond verse till all my thoughts were under wraps. I never meant to question you, but I saw too much, now I'm through. My e-meter can't hide the truth, and now I'm blowing past the roof. 'Cause there's an SP in me, and a Thetan in you. What the hell are we all hiding for? We're both stuck on this bridge no more. There's an SP in me, and a Thetan in you. We were promised we'd go clear, now we're broken, full of fear. Disbar the lies, the silent tape, the RPF, the Sea Org fate. You said I pulled this in myself, but karma's not your mental health. I held those cans, confessed my sins, while ethics kept me locked within. But truth's a thing you cannot lie, so I escaped your mental game. 'Cause there's an SP in me, and a Thetan in you. Trapped in policy and tech so cold, I just want my damn soul back whole. There's an SP in me, and a Thetan in you. Seeing you laughs from distant stars while you max out
fate. Keep me in line, control with hate. But I've seen the truth behind the stage. Your bridge is just full of pain. There's an NSB in me, and a Thenet in you. We were never the enemy, till we question what was true. There's an SB in me, and a Thenet in you. You can disconnect all day, but I'm still walking away.
First off, that was good. Second, I'm just reading this shit and it's the fuck. Okay, hold on. We're gonna dive a little bit into the history of man for a sec. Actually, after I see if I missed anything. Ooh, honey butter. That sounds good. Dark chocolate ginger biscuit. You know what I missed that I haven't had in a while? Those fucking dark chocolate oranges. Oh, those are so good. But yeah, just listen. A variety of incidents may intervene between the helper and the weeper. These are the evolution chain, which includes jellyfish, seaweed, and some other forms. It's interesting that immobile states are most liable to have heavy incidents. It is also interesting that bulbous seaweed, uprooted and cast ashore by storms, gave man some of his early experiences with sunlight in the absence of water. So we came from seaweed, we came from jellyfish, came from clams. A distinct somatic of drying and itching is felt by pre-clears when they encounter this incident, a re-stimulation of the drying outer skin of a dying seaweed. What the fuck? It is also interesting that bulbous seaweed is an early pattern of man's later general form. How? Jellyfish incidents are quite remarkable for their occasional aberrative force. The jellyfish sometimes drifts into a cave or grotto and is pressed against the stone by rising tide and waves, thus gaining the first facsimiles, which later become a shell, as in the... Jesus! So, wait. So if a jellyfish goes into a cave and gets repeatedly hit against the top of the cave, it becomes a clam? What? The clam is a deadly incident, but mostly when re-stimulated on purpose. Although this area of the track is called the clam, it is improbable that the actual animal was a clam such as our razorbacks. Visuals on this seem to indicate that it's a scalloped-lipped, white-shelled creature. The clam was, of course, quite thoroughly fixed to the rocks, and the state is very static. Don't clams, like, swim? I don't know. I think, no. Oh, that's what it was. He was given his son, he was given nibs, like, speed, and then he wrote History of Man from what his son said about while he was on speed. The clam had many troubles. The first of these troubles is the double hinge problem. One hinge wishes to stay open, the other tries to close, thus conflict occurs. Here we have two control centers, both of them more or less equal in power, having no internal communication. In the jellyfish, we have the first third dynamic engrams, where the goal is to hold together at all costs. As soon as the hinges are formed in the clam, we have our first efforts to be completely contrary and internally at war. The solution occurs when one hinge goes into apathy and the other assumes complete control. The hinge epicenters later became the hinges of the human jaw. Should you desire to confirm this, describe to some uninitiated person the death of a clam without saying what you're describing. Can you imagine a clam sitting on the beach, opening and closing its shell very rapidly? The victim may grip his jaws with his hand and feel quite upset. He may even have to have a few teeth pulled. At the very least, he will argue as to whether or not the shell stays open at the end or closed. And he will, with no hint of the death aspect, talk about the poor clam, and he will feel quite sad emotionally. Now I'm just reading this. Hello, Journey. Welcome. We're looking through here for stupid claims for a video that I want to make, and now I'm just reading about an incident called the clam. The clam had an astonishing number of adventures for so minor a creature. It would get things into its shell and be unable to get them out. It would get its shell stuck open and be unable to shut it. And it would come loose from its rocks under the surface of the water and get tossed into the broil of the surf. And it would become deserted by the tide and left to bake under a frying sun. So the seaweed died, The clam died. I'm sure the jellyfish died at one point. And it would become deserted by the tide and left to bake under a frying sun, a quite uncomfortable situation which re-stimulates sometimes in a sunburn. The fuck are you talking about? There was or is a spore method of procreation used by the clam. Is there or was there? Pick it. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, we're gonna learn about clam reproduction. The release of eggs and sperm into the water for fertilization, followed by the development of free-swimming larvae. That's not a spore. Spores are fungus. Oh, did you got stung, Amy? That fucking sucks. The spore was put on the inside of the lip and permitted to grow. No! Eventually, it became large enough to become a clam on its own and it would depart. So you're just growing little clams all over you. It reminds me of the fucking thing that happens with the anglerfish. An anglerfish reproduction. It's fucking weird. I'm not looking that up right now. I'll start playing music once I finish reading this. Because now that I'm suffering from this, all of you have to. There is a guardian emotion on the part of the clam for these spores and a sadness on their departure, but there is more to the spore than this. The spore was like a barnacle. When the clam was cast ashore, these spores were still alive in the shell. The sun would kill the inner cells of the barnacle while the outer shell cells still lived. The dead inner cells would form a gas which, under the heat, would explode violently to the agony of the living barnacle shell cells. This bursting was sudden and painful. These spores gave incidents which permitted the human teeth to have a pattern. What? The ancient bursting engrams are still dramatized by the teeth, which under stress burst or feel like bursting. So are your teeth just exploding? Like, what the fuck is happening? Oh my god. Running out some of these bursting incidents will take the ache out of a tooth rapidly. The fifth nerve channel is around the mouth and is heavy out of all proportion. A nerve channel is as heavy as it has to be to conduit pain away from the area. Thus I deduced, you mean you fucking pulled out of your ass, that there must have been much pain in this area and that the fifth channel is the oldest main conduit. And so it is. You got like proof of that? You got evidence? You got the trials and shit you figured out? You got the studies? No? Alright then, fuck you. Audit all such incidents for your teeth and you have permanently taken the pain out of toothache and cut down decay. By the way, a barnacle, because of this bursting possibility, at length developed a blowout area, a cap which would blow easily, and teeth have such an area. It gives way and makes cavities. The clam had many, many deaths. A scan across its deaths locates the one in restimulation. You'll be amazed to find the clam sufficiently advanced as a cellular somatic mind to have postulates, to think thoughts. The clam is actually a group of incidents rather than a single one. Wait, most Scientologists don't read History of Man? I thought they had to for the, Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. Technique 88. That's what it is. The Technique 88 lectures. Which has to do with History of Man. Yo, how much you offering for those lectures? $10 new and sealed? Well, I ain't paying like 16. I might buy this. Maybe. Do I already have the Technique 88 lectures downstairs? I don't even remember anymore. I don't know. I don't need more. I don't need more shit to pack in boxes. God damn.
She drifts out the orb like a shadow at noon. Tom's ghost is still grinning from the wall in the room. There's a meter still ticking from a session long gone, and I'm holding a can like it's a magic wand. But I've seen the cracks in that golden bridge where the Sea Org marches with no privilege. Their smiles are masks, tears are real, and my thoughts are free. They just won't kneel. I see SPs across the floor. They're kicking down that bolted door, and they're laughing at the tech no more. They're dancing where the light gets poured, like they're finally not afraid to soar.
I'm calling this blunt force jellyfish trauma.
Dream in a fevered night. Sold it as science, but it don't feel right. I took that course with a hesitant grin. Got billed for my doubt, got guilt for my sins. But I read the stories, I heard the cries of fair game folks and silenced lives. Now wear this label with a grin. Suppressive they say, but I feel cleansed within. I see SPs across the floor with picket signs and metaphor. Truth's their creed and love's their lore. No bridge to cross, no need to score. Just freedom knocking at the core. And the rain falls down on flags, wide gates, but it won't wash off the stains of hate. I lit a candle on Elron's day to guide the lost ones on their way. Don't need no cans, don't need no chair, no billion-year claws, just honest air. We're dancing barefoot, telling tales of how we slipped right through the rails. We're SPs across the floor. We don't buy the mind controller. Each step's a win, each breath's encore. We're not their fighter anymore. We're brighter than the bridge they
Let me check my OT
We
materials.
don't need no auditing control. We don't need no tests for souls. No forced disconnections, cruel and cold. F-Sci until your corn's grown old. Hey, F-Sci, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're just another brick in the yard. All in all, you're just another brick in the yard. We don't need your bridge to free. You can't sell truth or dignity. No e-meter can read my heart. Your twisted deck just falls apart. You promised space, Lord, tales of light, but all we got was sleepless nights. Hey, F-Sciento, leave those minds alone. All in all, you're just another lie in a fog. All in all, you're just another lie in a fog.
So many fucking GPMs.
We grew up with questions deep. You filled our heads while wallets weep. But now we see the cracks you hide. No clear, no truth, just ego and pride.
You, yes, you, Division 6. Don't think you can walk away. Get back in session, now!
Tom Cruise jumps on Oprah's couch. Miscavige rants, you better crouch. They call it tech, we call it lies. A money trap in sci-fi disguise. Hey, F-Sciento, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're just another cult on the block. All in all, you're just another cult on the block. We don't need no thought control. No more lies from L. Ron Scroll. You can't fence in a human soul. F-Sciento, the jig is up.
That one was good. I really like that one. So I'm looking through the OT levels. I found a bit that needed to be covered. The lecture, what is it? The Technique 88 tapes are covered in OT8 aboard the Freewinds as of like 1991. This person wrote down like their full memory of the OT8 as of 91. So in it, it says, listen to the tapes and star rate M4, the method for the concepts in them. The time track of theta. Clear the definition of truth and clay demo it. Clay demo the concept of the theta line branching out toward present time from the theta body and how this inhibits exteriorization, ability, power, and perception of truth. Clay demo what will happen if someone did OT8 procedure who is not fully completed on OT7 or not. Sort this out from the above data point. Spot a reality, another has substituted for a truth. Spot a reality, another has substituted for a lie. I'm going to hold off on the Sciento music right now and go to my usual copyright-free stuff. Not the Apple commercial for fucking hit WDC 25, June 9th. First off, oh no, that's today. I was about to say Watchdog Committee. Oh, it's the Worldwide Developers Conference. Come on, I don't want to watch this fucking ad right now. Skip. Hello, Brad. Good to see you. See you later. Wow, what fucking pompous douchebags. Comparing yourself to Nelson Mandela. What, you fucking cunt. Fuck them for doing that. Okay, so I think now I can start getting the Ronbot audio. Let's do this. Killing me. Come on, Hubbard. Don't fail me now.
The absolutely fixed datum is it is always a misunderstood word, and it is always prior to the one the student is arguing about. There isn't anything else wrong with a student. That is how senior this datum is.
Okay. So we got that one. Now, copy this one. Come on. Let's listen to this quick.
I promise not to let the pre-clear end session on his own determinism, but to finish off those cycles I have begun. Do you have a source for this statement?
There's something about AI Hubbard asking if I have a source for this statement. You know what? I'm gonna fucking tell him. Just to see what he says. Yeah, no, this ain't going well. Alright. We're gonna redo this. Edit the message. Thank you.
I promise not to let the pre-clear end session on determinism, but to finish off those cycles I have begun.
Hubbard, you fucked up. Come on. I asked you to give me a little fucking bit of... I gave you a little bit of text. And you couldn't say every single word in that... Alright. It's your fucking problem. I tell him to repeat this, and this is what he gives me as a response.
No auditing can be done on yourself or a friend. You can, however, go road on auditor and have the auditor audit you. But the auditor can then only make very slow advances because the person himself is so intimately involved in the subject matter. He isn't a third party watching the play. His name might even be mentioned in the script. So the auditor can, of course, never be as free and as fast with the auditing as another auditor is with himself for a pre-clear.
So, alright. He's contradicting himself in his own response, but I'm not even going to worry about that. We're just going to have him repeat the message again. Fucking say it! You can't do this right! Why? Why is this so fucking hard for you? Copy the message. We're going to rewind to here. I'm going to paste this, and you're going to fucking repeat it exactly as I wrote it. No fucking verbal tech up in this bitch.
I promise not to let the pre-clear end session on his own determinism, but to finish off those cycles I have begun.
Thank you.
What does it read? The older models were thought to read lies. The new model reads emotional reaction and disagreement, and it reads them whether the subject talks or not.
Okay, we got that one. Next.
It is costly to do an FES, and where possible, the cost duly consulting the PC should be borne by the PC as a special service. It can be directly paid for or simply deducted from auditing hours purchased.
Good. Now read this properly.
It shall be a committee of evidence offense for a case supervisor or auditor to CS or accept for processing and process any PC who has an extensive institutional or psychiatric history, which includes heavy drugs, shocks of various kinds, and or so-called psychiatric brain operations. By institutional history is meant having been knowingly or unknowingly given treatment in a public or private institution for the insane, a psychiatric ward in a hospital, a psychiatrist, psychologist, or other mental practitioner's clinic or office, or a mental health center.
I'll accept it, I guess. Now we'll do this one. Come on. Hang on, gotta sneeze. There we go.
People leave because of their own overts and withholds. That is the factual fact and the hardbound rule. A man with a clean heart can't be hurt. The man or woman who must become a victim and depart is departing because of his or her own overts and withholds. Doesn't matter whether the person is departing from a town or a job or a session, the cause is the same.
Give me one. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, I had to look at something. So we got that one. Now we need this one. Come on, Hubbard.
Staff pay depends upon your org delivery. Your pay, no matter what your post, drifts down in direct ratio to the degree you don't deliver.
Okay. Now, same thing here. Please. Come on. Say it.
For example, the common cold has been found to be psychosomatic. Clears do not get colds. Just what, if any, part the virus cold is not known, but it is known that when engrams about colds are lifted, no further colds appear, which is a laboratory fact.
You fucked up. Nope. Rewind. Do this one.
For example, the common cold has been found to be psychosomatic. Clears do not get colds. Just what, if any, part the virus plays in the common cold is not known, but it is known that when engrams about colds are lifted, no further colds appear, which is a laboratory fact not so far contradicted by 270 cases. The common cold comes about usually from an engram which suggests it and which is confirmed by actual mucus present in another engram. A number of germ diseases are predisposed and perpetuated by engrams. Tuberculosis is one.
Oh, got that. Hello? Hey, what's up? Why? No, they're in your locker. I put them in your locker next to your bag. They're not in your bag. They should be in your locker on the bottom. Go back to your locker, take a look, and let me know. Because I walked into the staff area to put them in there. I put your keys next to your bag. I did not put them in your bag. No, let me know if you find them. Stay on the phone. Be on stream. Love you. Bye. Okay, now we're good. Now I have to do this shit. Actually, no, this wasn't a good example of PTS. What did I have before? I had something. Hang on. What was the other PTS thing I had? Potential trouble source. Jesus fucking Christ. Can you not recognize that shit? Like, what is going on? Volume 10, page 11. No, that one's not good. Page 108. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty simplistic. Alright. Now... Fucking allergies. We're gonna take a quick listen.
It is also interesting that bulbous seaweed, uprooted and cast ashore by storms, gave man some of his early experiences with sunlight in the absence of water. A distinct somatic of drying and itching is felt by pre-clears when they encounter this incident, a restimulation of the drying outer skin of the dying seaweed.
If anybody has anything they want to say to Hubbard, Ronbot, or David Miscavige bot, let me know.
Jellyfish incidents are quite remarkable for their occasional aberrative force. The jellyfish
Aberrative.
sometimes drifts into a cave or grotto and is pressed against the stone by rising tide and waves, thus gaining the first facsimiles which later become a shell, as in the
It's not
clam.
facsimiles, it's facsimile. God damn it. I need to fix pronunciations. Facsimiles. Aberrative. We're going to try this again. See if this changes how it's pronounced.
Jellyfish incidents are quite remarkable for their occasional aberrative force.
God damn it.
The jellyfish sometimes drifts into a cave or grotto and is pressed against the stone by rising tide and waves, thus gaining the first facsimiles which later become a shell, as in the clam.
Maybe UHR? UH. Nope. 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 Mm-mm. We're gonna try breaking it up into syllables. Wait, I gotta fix it. Try this one more time. Please. Please get this right.
Jellyfish incidents are quite remarkable for their occasional aberrative force.
Good!
The jellyfish sometimes drifts into a cave or grotto and is pressed against the stone by rising tide and waves, thus gaining the first facsimiles which later become a shell, as in the clam.
Okay. Now we'll do this one. Give me a second, I'll get David on the line. So what questions we got here? Hang on. Hey, Davey, what's up?
Not much, just dealing with the aftermath of that whole Scientology documentary thing. People are all worked up about it, trying to make me look like some evil cult leader. It's frankly exhausting.
And it seems like they also mentioned that you don't like the ladies, so it seems kind of 1.1 of you on the tone scale.
I assure you I harbor no ill will towards any specific gender. The documentary is simply riddled with inaccuracies and manipulative edits designed to incite controversy and attract viewers. It's all part of a larger anti-religious campaign against Scientologists, and it's quite unfortunate.
Off topic, I have a friend of mine whose body thetans are acting up. Would you be able to help with that?
Of course, I'd be happy to assist your friend. Can you provide me with more details about their specific health concerns?
Well, it's their BTs, their body thetans. They're just causing all sorts of problems. Restless leg syndrome, uh, spastic arms. It's just an overinflated ego. I'm kidding, by the way. You do not have an overinflated ego. I'm just making shit up.
I see. It sounds like your friend is indeed
Hello, I
dealing with some
anarchist.
troublesome BTs if they're experiencing such physical symptoms as restless leg syndrome and spastic arms. These are definitely signs of BT influence. But fear not, there are ways to handle this situation.
Well, like what?
There are a few options available. One is auditing to address the cause of these symptoms. This would involve auditing to locate and handle the BTs that are causing these issues. Another option would be a body routing.
Isn't body routing just sending someone from one staff member to another? Like, what would the point of that be? Wouldn't they need auditing for that? Oh, I think Davy broke. We broke Davy. Hell yeah. We got to do this again. We're going to start with joining the protest. Hey, Dave, you joining the Scientology protest over on Hollywood Boulevard?
Nah, I wouldn't join a protest. I wouldn't want to give those protesters the satisfaction of seeing me there. That just proved to them that their little protest made an impact, and they'd pat themselves on the back, feeling like they actually accomplished something.
And a question that everyone's been wondering, where's your wife, Shelley?
I'm not sure why people are so curious about my personal affairs. I can assure you Shelley is safe and doing well. But it's really nobody's business where she is or what she's doing.
She's at the Church of Spiritual Technology, isn't she? Working on that fucking archives project over at the Twin Peaks compound or some shit over in California where you got her fucking locked up since fucking 2007, you piece of fucking dog shit.
You've clearly been listening to too much propaganda. Shelley is absolutely not locked up, and implying such is utterly ridiculous. And as for the Twin Peaks compound, you have your information wrong. It's not affiliated with the Church of Spiritual Technology, and I certainly do not keep Shelley locked up there since 2007. It's absurd to spread such malicious and false accusations. Get your facts straight before you go spouting off nonsense on the internet.
I can't get my facts straight if you won't actually say what the truth is.
Right, if you're genuinely interested in the truth, let's have a constructive conversation. What questions do you have, and what information are you looking for?
Where is Shelley Miscavige? That is my biggest question right now.
This has been a topic of concern for many people, and I can understand why. I can tell you that she is safe and doing well. She has chosen to be out of the public eye for a number of years. Her focus has been on personal projects and pursuits. I speak with her regularly, and she is in good spirits. There's no need for people to speculate or spread falsehoods about her well-being. She deserves privacy and space to focus on what she wants to do. That's all I can and will say on the matter.
Then why have you been seen around Scientology events with your assistant Lou Reese, and making some suggestive glances to each other? So you're cheating on your wife, is what it seems.
I'll tell you what happened.
Oh, we broke Dave.
Someone took a photo of me and Lou having a conversation, and the media twisted it into something completely different. We were simply discussing a project, and the so-called glances were nothing more than a misinterpretation. There is no affair, no infidelity, just people trying to find scandal where there is none.
I hung up the call. Give me 1 second. I was supposed to actually finish. Hello, Professor Kakon. Do a would you rather. Hmm. Oh, wait. That's Ron. I mean, I could talk to Ron for the would you rather. But you know what? I want ChatGPT Ron. But do I want policy Ron, or do I want technical bulletin Ron, or do I want basic books?
My dear Miss H.P., I am quite intrigued by the prospect of a game of Would You Rather. The possibilities for delightful and thought-provoking questions are endless, and it would be my pleasure to indulge you in such an intellectual pursuit. So, my dear, let us begin. Which would you rather, the simple pleasure of a sunny day or the excitement of a wild adventure?
Okay, technically, I still don't have Ron called up. I hung up immediately and it kept it on the call for some reason. So that's kind of weird. No, god damn it. Actually, let's reopen Dianetics, because I gotta get this fucking project done. Otherwise, I'm never going to. Modern Science and Mental Health. Memory. No. Total Recall. Recall. Here it is. So we're going to get rid of the PTS one, and we're going to replace it with this. Yeah. Good enough. We'll keep that. Hey, babe. I'm on with people.
Hi.
I'm on with my little base of watchers.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling good?
Mm-hmm.
I can tell.
Mm-hmm.
Got your Bucky's bag, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got it for you.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think I did on the way home?
I smell what you did on the way home.
Oh, I know. I'm just waiting for the day where, like, I pull up to a stop sign or something and somebody goes, hey, I hit that too. I'm waiting for it. It's gonna happen.
Jojo Bananas says hello to you.
Hello.
Jojo's the one that makes all, like, the songs and stuff.
Gotcha.
Anti-Scientology songs.
I'm just
what
a crazy
the
ass
fuck
wife.
did you do to your arm?
Oh, I sliced it open. It's okay.
On what? Cardboard box?
You know, you want to know what the best part is?
What?
On the fucking registers that were in the back room that shouldn't be there.
How did you cut your arm on the register?
Because on the sidewall of the registers where the bags used to hang, there's that metal piece that goes
And
across.
it just... Oh.
Yep.
Kathy says hello.
Hello. Sorry, I'm not cool like Holly. I don't think anybody heard me.
No, they heard you.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Is it just not do big deal?
Wait, so I gotta check page 123.
Get out of these nasty ass clothes. I'll be back.
Okay. Sorry, just... No. Where does he mention asthma? Actually... There it is. Right there. Page 113. Okay. We're going to include that instead. What the fuck is... I think it's... What's the name of that disease? Not disease, the condition where you remember, like, most things about your life. Hyperthymia? No, not hyperthermia. Hyperthymia... No. Hypermemory. Hyperthymesia. That's what it is. Known as highly superior autobiographical memory. Hyperthymesia. Okay. Where did... Nope. Nope. Is that it? Yes. Yeah. Yep. Give me a sec. Hello, Style Audit. Yep. I actually have a script for rudiments. Let me see if I can find it. Personal? No. Files? No. Stories? No. Where the fuck? Oh no, it's in here. Books, church materials, me. Notes. Mm-mm. It's not there. Scripts. There we go. Flying Rudiments script.
W.
Love you too. Yeah, I'm gonna at some point I'm gonna do a rudiment script with the e-meter and the drill sim.
What's going on? She's been doing this for a little while now. Why is everything like run around?
Oh, because Alex was using the computer last night. We were competing in potato.
It's like so. Fuck. But why? Why is everything all
We were competing with the Brotate.
Oof.
He won both times.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Professor Kakan says hello.
Hello.
What's going on today, Style? We are looking into some claims made by Scientology that I can throw into a video narrated by Hubbard and Miscavige. Okay. Oh, I never finished this. Hang on.
The clam is a deadly incident, but mostly when re-stimulated on purpose. Although this
Oh, shit.
The clam is a deadly incident, but mostly when re-stimulated on purpose. Although this area of the track is called the clam, it is improbable that the actual animal was a clam, such as our razorbacks. Visios on this seem to indicate that it is a scalloped-lip, white-shelled creature. The clam was, of course, quite thoroughly fixed to the rocks, and the state is very static.
Okay, and then the next part.
The clam had many troubles. The first of these troubles is the double hinge problem. One hinge wishes to stay open, the other tries to close. Thus conflict occurs. Here we have two control centers, both of them more or less equal in power, having no internal communication. The hinge epicenters later become the hinges of the human jaw.
Hang on. Where did I do the... Nope. Mm-mm. Right. That's what it is. We got that. But we also need... to fix this.
Arthritis, dermatitis, allergies, asthma, some coronary difficulties, eye trouble, bursitis, ulcers, sinusitis, etc. form a very small section of the psychosomatic catalog. Bizarre aches and pains in various portions of the body are generally psychosomatic. Migraine headaches are psychosomatic, and with the others are uniformly cured by Dianetic therapy.
Oh, Brad, I'm sorry about that. I have not had the chance to look through any of it. It's been very hectic recently. And my brain has also been focused on a bunch of other projects. Yeah, that's my fault. Sorry. Let me... You know, I could do something... I could make this a lot easier on myself. Go to my Gmail quick. Let me go to here. Go to there. Okay. PDF. Save that. We're going to run it through OCR software. Start. And we go back to the jazz for now. I don't want this ad. Annoying piece of shit, YouTube. Oh, Carmen, apparently there's a premium light now on YouTube.
What?
YouTube Premium Light.
YouTube Premium Light.
Has some ads. Oh, Carmen, there's a slot machine game you might like coming out. It's called Clover Pit. You remember how Buckshot Roulette was like a gambling type of game? You know how Balatro was like a type of gambling game? This one's slot machines, except you can get like different charms and stuff to better your chances of winning and stuff, and you have to meet like certain quotas. Which just won.
That's awesome.
Who's that?
I have no idea. She's got this
I'm just in the room. I'm not even like trying to be good luck. Wait, I thought it was suppress, invalidate. Oh, careful. Fail to reveal, anxious about, protest, not is, abandoned, and misunderstood. That's what I have written down. I never knew about the enforced one. I was watching the old Golden Age of Tech videos. Of course, Brad, you go right to buttholes. Why? It's not gonna be a chat with you if butts aren't brought up at least one time. Oh wait, shit. Keep that. But we'll work on trying to get all this. You learned it from Tilty? Yeah, I knew you did. We all learned it from Tilty. Fucking rage hemorrhoids. That one's important, so we'll put that one in there. I don't want to edit this. Only sometimes, Brad. And half the time, that's Carmen.
What?
Going on about butt stuff. Professor Kakon, have you ever been to a Tilty Bird live stream? Especially when she was coming up with all those like new colors. Talking to one of my viewers. When Tilty was like making a bunch of like paint pigments, including Rage Hemorrhoids, Dragon Dawn Purple, and a couple others, I think. I can't remember what the names anymore. can't delete this? No. Fucking pain in the ass. Whatever, fine. Oh, Brad, you're responsible for Dragon Dong Purple. Okay, I didn't know that was your color. I want to duplicate this, but I want to transcode to edit friendly format. No, I want to duplicate it. Now transcode it. Edit clip? Please? Why not? Fuck you. Title clip. Oh, that's why. I'll call this one. Okay, there we go. Now we're fixing shit. Better. Okay, and then we fix this. Yeah, that was Fluffer Squirrel. They've put a lot of good stuff out, and I highly recommend actually sitting through it and listening, A, for the ADHD conversations, and B, because they cover Hubbard's garbage.
Summer is here, and it's time to plan your style staycation
No.
with Bob's Discount Furniture.
Shut up. I am not the leader. I do not willfully take the leader role of that. Oh, sorry, Journey, I never mentioned. I am still working on the same thing as I was before, but this time I'm actually putting in the text inside of the video editing software. The actual, like, citations.
This is summer with the Nissan Summer Sales Event, featuring the award-winning Rogue and Pathfinder. Now,
a chat. Oh god, we summoned Tilty. She said, I heard rump. I heard talk of rump. Hello, Tilty, welcome. Jesus, Brad. I used to play wait, no. Yeah, we had a recorder when we had to, we were like second or third grade. We had to do, yeah, hot cross buns at school. Wholesome Carmen moment. Two hotties on stream. Yeah, the one about how frickin' LRH has this music playing when he waits for Jack to come home. in like the green cabinet. Actually, we'll just use this. That's about right. Oh god. What the fuck did I miss? I see messages from Brad and it says message removed by Tilty. I gotta know. What the fuck did you do? I am at peace in this chat? That's what fucking got the comment deleted? Your OSHA report to the city of LA was accepted and sent for processing. That's awesome. What was the report about? Oh god, that one deserved it. Tilty said, Brad, if I could time you out. Wait. And then Tilty realized she has moderator abilities. Oh my god, you actually got timed out. Oh god. I'm sorry that your daughter's stressing you out. Cancel that. Back to this one. Did I not include? Oh, I never did. Okay. And that one's getting this. Wait, that one was under... that one. Fix these. 'Cause these are... oh shit. Actually, let me do it this way. Start at the top, work my way down. lagging? Sorry.
It's not.
Fixed. Fixed. Got that part done. Now I have to record what I had Hubbard say. And then break it down accordingly. So we're shutting off the jazz for a minute. We're shutting me off for a minute.
The absolutely fixed datum is it is always a misunderstood word, and it is the absolutely fixed datum is it is always a misunderstood word, and it is always prior to the one the student is arguing about. There isn't anything else wrong with the student. That is how senior this datum is. I promise not to let the pre-clear end session on his own determinism, but to finish off those cycles I have begun. What does it read? The older models were thought to read lies. The new model reads emotional reaction and disagreement, and it reads them whether the subject talks or not. It is costly to do an FES, and where possible, the cost duly consulting the PC should be borne by the PC as a special service. It can be directly paid for or simply deducted from auditing hours purchased. It shall be a committee of evidence offense for a case supervisor or auditor to CS or accept for processing and process any PC who has an extensive institutional or psychiatric history which includes heavy drugs, shocks of various kinds, and or so-called psychiatric brain operations. By institutional history is meant having been knowingly or unknowingly given treatment in a public or private institution for the insane, a psychiatric ward in a hospital, a psychiatrist, psychologist, or other mental practitioner's clinic or office, or a mental health center. People leave because of their own overts and withholds. That is the factual fact and the hard-bound rule. A man with a clean heart can't be hurt. The man or woman who must become a victim and depart is departing because of his or her own overts and withholds. Doesn't matter whether the person is departing from a town or a job or a session, the cause is the same. Staff pay depends upon your org delivery. Your pay, no matter what your post, drifts down in direct ratio to the degree you don't deliver. For example, the common cold has been found to be psychosomatic. Clears arthritis, dermatitis, allergies, asthma, some coronary difficulties, eye trouble, ulcers, sinusitis, etc., form a very small section of the. It is also interesting that bulbous seaweed, uprooted and cast ashore by storms, gave man some of his early experiences with sunlight in the absence of water. A distinct somatic of drying and itching is felt by pre-clears when they encounter this incident, a restimulation of the drying outer skin of the dying seaweed. Jellyfish incidents are quite remarkable for their occasional aberrative force. The jellyfish sometimes drifts into a cave or grotto and is pressed against the stone by rising tide and waves, thus gaining the first facsimiles which later become a shell, as in the clam. The clam is a deadly incident, but mostly when restimulated on purpose. Although this area of the track is called the clam, it is improbable that the actual animal was a clam, such as our razorbacks. Visios on this seem to indicate that it is a scallop-lipped, white-shelled creature. The clam was, of course, quite thoroughly fixed to the rocks, and the state is very static. The clam had many troubles. The first of these troubles is the double hinge problem. One hinge wishes to stay open, the other tries to close. Thus conflict occurs. Here we have two control centers, both of them more or less equal in power, having no internal communication. The hinge epicenters later become the hinges of the human jaw. Arthritis, dermatitis, allergies, asthma, some coronary difficulties, eye trouble, bursitis, ulcers, sinusitis, etc., form a very small section of the psychosomatic catalog. Bizarre aches and pains in various portions of the body are generally psychosomatic. Migraine headaches are psychosomatic, and together with the others are uniformly cured by Dianetic therapy. And the word cured is used in its fullest sense. In a clear, full memory exists throughout the lifetime, with the additional bonus that he has photographic recall and quotient, sound, etc., as well as optimum computational ability. In a clear, full memory exists throughout the lifetime, with the additional bonus that he has photographic recall in color, motion, sound, etc., as well as optimum computative ability.
Alright, looks like we got it all. Cool. Have a good night, Brad. What am I missing here? Fucking tilty. Carmen. After I shut the mic off, she says, Hollybot, power down mode initiated. Silent atmosphere activated. Furrowed brow. Processing. It's fucking narrating everything. I'm being the ship's computer voice like in Star Trek. Never saw Star Trek. Engaging brow boost for maximum analytical analysis. Red alert, a foreign entity is letting itself be perceived auditorily. High-powered mental shields engaged. Oh my god. You just went all out with that shit. Have a good night. Okay, so where were we? Back to this crap. Now I gotta figure out where we put the actual file for that. Where did we put it? Okay. Put that under there. Put that right here. Now I wait for this. Oh, wait a minute. No, I didn't want MP4, you fuck. MKV to wave. Oh no, it automatically got submitted as an MP4. Okay. Thought it was MKV. music. I'm not gonna play desktop audio while I edit this. But you may hear my fiance raging in the background. Would you like a sandwich?
I really don't like being on camera.
Okay.